attention, please?
Let the feast begin.
20 movies like John Wick. Films where the main character has to go against the world, where he becomes a one-man army, fighting and killing enemies brutally, no matter who they are, the CIA, the Russians, drug dealers, mafia. It doesn't matter.
Backstage, I'm starting fights off everybody. I've ridiculed everyone on the roster. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
These are small films or mid-range movies just like John Wick. The first one was made for $40 million at the time.
Wow! That's a low price! Wow! That's a low price!
Here is a list of 21-man army films. Number 20, Die Hard 1988. John McClane, a New York City police detective, visits his estranged wife, Holly, in Los Angeles at her workplace, Nakatomi Plaza, for a Christmas party. The building is taken over by a group of terrorists led by Hans Gruber, who plans to steal untraceable bonds. McClane manages to evade capture and contacts the police. With the help of a police officer, McClane fights against the terrorists, killing them one by one. Eventually, he faces Gruber, who is killed, and saves the hostages.
You applied first for the Defense Against the Dark Arts post, is that correct?
Yes,
But you were unsuccessful?
obviously.
McClane is reunited with his wife and leaves the building with her. Number 19, The Commuter 2018. The movie The Commuter is about a former NYPD officer, Michael Muckauley, who is laid off from his job as an insurance agent. While on his daily train commute, he is approached by a mysterious woman named Joanna who offers him money to find a passenger on the train named Prin. Michael takes the money.
Hey! Oopsie poopsie!
But quickly realizes he has been set up and that he and his family are in danger. He must race against time to uncover the truth and save the passengers on the train. Michael discovers that Prin is a young girl named Sophia who is holding incriminating information on powerful people. Joanna forces Michael to try to kill Sophia, but he refuses and ultimately saves the passengers by unhooking the final carriage at a curve in the tracks. Michael is exonerated and Joanna is arrested. Number 18, Upgrade 2018. The movie Upgrade follows Gray Trace, an auto mechanic whose wife is killed and he is left paralyzed in a shooting. Gray receives an experimental implant called STEM that helps him walk again, but also has the ability to control his body and turn him into a fighting machine.
But my hands are registered as lethal weapons. We get into a fight, I accidentally kill you, I go to jail.
Anybody accidentally kills anybody in a fight, they go to jail. It's called manslaughter.
Gray seeks revenge on his wife's killers, discovering that his implant's creator, Aaron, has been manipulating him for his own purposes. Gray ultimately loses control of his own mind and body to the implant, leaving STEM in full control.
We'll do it here. The power of the sun in the palm of my hand. Nothing will stand in our way. Nothing!
Number 17, Nonstop 2014. The movie Nonstop follows U.S. Air Marshal Bill Marks as he receives a text message threatening to kill someone every 20 minutes unless $150 million is transferred to a bank account. When Marks investigates, he discovers that the real hijacker is blackmailing another air marshal and framing Marks for the murders. With the help of a programmer and a flight attendant, Marks must find the real hijacker and disarm a bomb on the plane before it's too late. In the end, Marks is exonerated and hailed as a hero, and it's hinted that he and a fellow passenger may start a relationship.
Yeah, I'll tell you who might want to hedge up. Liam Neeson.
Oh, for God's sake.
Someday, I'm gonna kick his ass.
Damn it, Peter, I'm sick of this. I've had it.
Me too.
I mean, we just had a great day of fun and rides and finger sniffing, and all you can talk about is fighting some guy you've never even met.
Yeah, he's lucky we've never met. I'd knock his teeth down his throat and out his stupid Irish fudge nut.
Number 16, The Equalizer 2014. The Equalizer is a movie about Robert McCall, a former Marine and DIA operative, who lives a quiet life in Boston working at a Hallmark hardware store. He befriends a teenage prostitute named Elena, who is trafficked by the Russian mafia. When Elena is badly beaten, Robert visits her in the hospital and seeks revenge on her pimp and his men, leading to a clash with the powerful kingpin Vladimir Pushkin. Robert takes the law into his own hands, intimidating corrupt cops, retrieving a ring for a co-worker, and destroying Pushkin's criminal empire. In the end, Robert confronts Pushkin at his Moscow mansion and electrocutes him, inspiring him to continue using his skills to help people in need and becoming the Equalizer.
Nice.
Number 15, Nobody 2021. Hutch Mansell, an ordinary man with a strained marriage and a tedious job, becomes embroiled in a violent conflict after a home invasion. He tracks down the burglars and discovers they are connected to a Russian crime lord, Yulian Kuznetsov. Hutch reveals he is a former assassin and sets out to take down Yulian and his crew, using deadly traps and weapons.
I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I go out today. Other than that, I'm in good shape.
With the help of his father and brother, they eliminate the gangsters and kill Yulian. Despite being arrested, Hutch is released with no charges filed.
I better call Saul! I better call Saul! Better call Saul! Saul can turn you on.
In a mid-credits scene, his family is shown buying a new house, and his brother and father drive off in an RV filled with guns, suggesting that Hutch's services may still be required.
Just cause, I noticed you didn't say the magic word. Please? No, not that word. Money? Well, no, that's an obvious one. Come on, you know what I'm looking for. Do I? You know, starts with an F. It's the thing that I'm obsessed with turning every single movie into. Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah, no problem.
Franchise. Beg pardon? Franchise. Franchise the damn thing. It's too damn good for just one location. Franchise. 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 Franchise.
Number 14, The Accountant. The movie The Accountant follows Christian Wolf, a young man with autism who operates a small accounting office that serves as a front for his money laundering enterprise. After being hired to audit Living Robotics, Christian discovers $61 million has been embezzled from the company. Meanwhile, Treasury Director Ray King assigns data analyst Mary Beth Medina to find Christian's real identity before he retires. Hitmen attempt to kill Christian, but he is able to subdue them and protect his colleague, Dana. He eventually discovers that Living Robotics CEO Lamar Blackburn is the thief and kills him. Christian reconciles with his brother Braxton and leaves town with his Airstream full of valuable artwork. Medina accepts her new role as Christian's contact and speaks at a press conference about the Treasury investigation into Living Robotics.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Number 13, Taken 2. The plot of the movie Taken 2 revolves around Brian Mills, a retired CIA operative who was targeted by Murad Hoxha, an Albanian mafia boss seeking revenge for the death of his son. After his ex-wife and daughter are kidnapped by Murad's men while on vacation in Istanbul, Brian uses his skills to rescue them and kill Murad. In the end, the Mills family celebrates Kim passing her driving test and jokingly warns Brian not to shoot her new boyfriend.
And then, you see the second one now? In the second one, the Russians come after him, and he them all up anyway.
Taken 2, starring the incomparable Liam Neeson.
Number 12, The Bourne Ultimatum 2017. In The Bourne Ultimatum, Jason Bourne is pursued by Kirill in Moscow and deals with flashbacks of his past in Operation Treadstone. Meanwhile, journalist Simon Ross learns about Operation Blackbriar, the successor to Treadstone, and is pursued by the CIA. Bourne meets with Ross, but fails to protect him from CIA assassins. He then uncovers the location of the Blackbriar headquarters and confronts the head of the behavior modification program that he was forced to volunteer for. Bourne jumps into the East River to escape the CIA, but his body is not found, suggesting that he survived.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
The CIA's involvement in Treadstone and Blackbriar is exposed, leading to criminal investigations and the arrests of key figures.
Not bad, not bad. Now you.
Number 11, Extraction 2020. The movie Extraction follows Tyler Rake, a former Australian Special Air Service Regiment operator turned black market mercenary who is hired to rescue Ovi Mahajan, the son of an incarcerated Indian drug lord who has been kidnapped by corrupt police officers working for a rival drug lord. Tyler successfully rescues Ovi but faces many obstacles, including a lockdown of Dhaka, Bangladesh, and betrayal by Ovi's own father's men. Tyler refuses to abandon Ovi, even though he has been haunted by false memories of his own son whom he abandoned when he suffered from lymphoma. Tyler and Ovi are eventually pursued by gang members and corrupt police officers but are ultimately rescued by Tyler's handler and his former protector, Saju Rav. In the end, Tyler sacrifices himself to ensure Ovi's safety, and Ovi is shown practicing holding his breath underwater, where he sees a blurred vision of Tyler watching him.
Yeah, so the movie's a true story about my mom who suffers from Alzheimer's. Okay, and this will kind of set up Alzheimer's cinematic universe? No, it's just a movie about my mom. Okay, so this will kind of set up a motherhood cinematic universe? No, it's just, the one movie. I have no idea what the you're talking about. Get out.
Number 10, Wrath of Man 2021. The story is about a man named Patrick Hill who joins Fortico Security as an armored truck guard. Hill is actually a notorious crime lord named Mason Hargreaves who is seeking revenge for his son's death in the first armored truck robbery, which he was involved in.
Oh, Jodie Comer. God, I love her so much. Oh, I hope they don't fridge her.
What's fridging?
Well, it's the practice of killing off or hurting a female character in order to motivate or torture the main character, also known as Deadpool 2. Thank you for asking.
Hill Hargreaves works to uncover the identities of the people responsible for his son's death, including his own crew, a group of disgruntled Afghanistan veterans, and his Fortico colleagues. The story is told in 4 acts, and culminates in a final heist where Hill Hargreaves takes down the remaining members of the group responsible for his son's death.
I've watched the couple that raised me explode in a van. I watched the woman I love get tossed from a plane and hit by another plane, mid-air. I drove a car off a freeway on top of a train while I was on fire. Not the car. I was on fire.
Jesus, you're intense.
Number 9, Violent Night 2022. Dysfunctional family celebrates Christmas at their wealthy grandmother's mansion. The daughter, Trudy, uses an old walkie-talkie to talk to Santa Claus, revealing her only wish is for her family to be together again. Later that night, Santa arrives, but he's attacked by a group of mercenaries disguised as caterers. Santa fights back, saves the family, and discovers the mercenaries are on his naughty list. The family gets taken hostage, and Santa must use his magical abilities to save them. The movie features brutal fights, traps inspired by Home Alone, and an unexpected twist regarding the family's inheritance. In the end, the family believes in Santa, and he continues his mission to deliver presents, despite not fully understanding Christmas magic.
You both have killed so many people. Your ledgers must be dripping, just gushing red.
Number 8, Drive 2011. The story follows an unnamed man, known as Driver, who works as a mechanic, a stunt double, a stunt driver, and a criminal-for-hire getaway driver in Los Angeles.
Right, look, when you're talking to your doctor, just tell him you have a spiral fracture of the left radius.
No! No!
Deep breath. You mind if I have an apple?
He meets his neighbor, Irene, and her son, Benicio, and becomes close to them. Irene's husband, Standard, owes protection money and is forced to rob a pawn shop. The driver offers to act as the getaway driver, but Standard is killed and the driver is pursued by Albanian gangsters.
She's dead. What do you mean she's dead? Come on! She's not dead! Open your eyes! She's fucking dead!
He discovers that Standard was set up and the bag he was supposed to steal contains $1 million. He tracks down the perpetrators and kills them, but in the process, his friend and boss, Shannon, is killed.
Wake up!
The driver seeks revenge and kills everyone involved in the robbery. He manages to escape, while Irene knocks on his door and walks away when no one answers. The driver is severely wounded, but drives away into the night. Number 7. Jack Reacher 2012. The story is about a man named James Barr, who kills 5 people on a river trail in Pittsburgh. The police trace the crime to Barr, who writes "Get Jack Reacher" during interrogation. Jack Reacher, an ex-U.S. Army investigator, is asked by Barr's defense attorney to investigate. Jack discovers that Barr was not prosecuted for a similar killing spree during his tour of duty in Iraq. Jack suspects that the real target was the owner of a local construction company, and the other victims were cover-ups. Jack is framed for the murder of a young woman, but eventually discovers that the real perpetrators are working for a ruthless construction firm led by an ex-Soviet prisoner. Jack kills the henchman and confronts the leader before shooting him. Barr wakes up from a coma and is willing to accept responsibility for the shootings. Helen is confident he will be cleared, and Jack confronts a man abusing a young woman on a bus.
Fuckface, this is Damien Cochran.
That's me, sir. It's good to finally meet you at last. Get some FaceTime.
And who here is a key grip? You? You. Hit that director in the face. Really fucking hard.
Sorry, man.
Oh! Ow! 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 Oh.
This is your fault. You limey fuck! You shit the money bed, my friend.
What? God damn it, Damien! With all due respect, Les Grossman did not blow up the jungle! What?
Fuck the jungle.
Exactly! Come on, man!
Number 6. The Bourne Identity 2002. Italian fishermen rescue an American man adrift in the Mediterranean with no memory of his identity, but with advanced combat skills and fluency in several languages. He discovers a laser projector under his hip giving the number of a safe deposit box in Zurich, which he visits and finds multiple passports, IDs, currencies, and a handgun. He takes everything except the gun and uses the name on the American passport, Jason Bourne. The CIA is alerted, and 3 agents are assigned to kill him as part of a black ops program called Operation Treadstone. Bourne escapes to Paris with the help of Marie Kreutz, a German woman, after offering her money. They uncover a plot to assassinate an exiled African dictator, and Bourne realizes that he was the one who attempted it. Bourne and Marie seek refuge in the French countryside, but Treadstone tracks them down. Bourne breaks into Treadstone's safe house, confronts the head of Treadstone, and resigns from the program. The head of Treadstone is killed by one of his agents, and the program is shut down. The novel ends with Bourne finding Marie on the island of Mykonos.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
Number 5. John Wick Chapter 3 2019. John Wick is labeled excommunicado for killing a high-table crime lord on neutral ground. He retrieves a marker medallion and a rosary from the New York Public Library and seeks medical treatment from an underworld doctor. Pursued by various gangs of assassins, he meets with the director of the Ruskaroma crime syndicate who reluctantly helps him reach Casablanca. In exchange for a favor from the past, he demands to be directed to the Elder, the only person above the high table. John returns to New York and is attacked by an army of heavily armed high-table enforcers, but with the assistance of Sharon and his staff, he kills them all. He is shot by Winston but is secretly collected and delivered to the heavily wounded Bowery King in an underground bunker, where they agree to join forces against the high table.
I'm sorry.
Number 4. Taken 2008. The movie Taken follows Brian Mills, a former Green Beret and CIA officer, who attempts to build a closer relationship with his 17-year-old daughter Kim. When Kim and her friend Amanda travel to Paris and are kidnapped by an Albanian sex trafficking ring, Brian flies to Paris to rescue his daughter. With the help of an old colleague and some intense action scenes, Brian tracks down the kidnappers, rescues a drugged young woman who was with Kim, and eventually finds and kills the leaders of the trafficking ring. In the end, Brian saves Kim and they return home to the United States.
And don't even get me started on that one when they took his daughter. Straight tooken, starring Liam Neeson. Man, Liam Neeson's on the phone like, I have a certain set of skills. Man, but Liam Neeson. Don't even try and be rushing around Liam Neeson. He'll take your arm out, distractions. They're killing the man.
Number 3. John Wick Chapter 2 2017. In John Wick, Chapter 2, John recovers his stolen Mustang from Vigo's brother, but is forced to honor a marker by Santino D'Antonio, a crime boss who helped him retire. The marker requires John to assassinate Santino's sister, Gianna, so he can take her seat at the high table. After completing the task, John is pursued by numerous assassins and seeks help from the Bowery King. He eventually kills Santino in the Continental Lounge, violating the rules and leading to his excommunication from the underworld. Before leaving, John advises Winston to warn other high-table assassins that he will kill anyone who tries to hunt him. The movie ends with John on the run with his dog as the contract on him is disseminated.
Look how cute you are. You're like a cutie pie. You're a cutie pie. Puppies. It's the first Matrix. Everybody get along. And you're eating my shoelace. Okay, go ahead, eat my shoelace. Yep, keep going on the shoelace.
Number 2, Deadpool 2016. Wade Wilson, a former Canadian Special Forces operative turned freelance mercenary, falls in love with a prostitute named Vanessa. After being diagnosed with terminal cancer, he undergoes an experimental treatment that leaves him severely disfigured but also gives him incredible regenerative abilities. He becomes Deadpool, a masked vigilante, and sets out to find a cure for his disfigurement and to seek revenge against Ajax, the man who gave him the treatment. Along the way, he is joined by the X-Man Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and together they rescue Vanessa from Ajax's clutches. Deadpool ultimately kills Ajax and reconciles with Vanessa.
Why Ryan Reynolds wanted to play Deadpool?
Jobless?
Yeah,
jobless.
I mean, just like every other guy, I was like,
desperate.
Could really, desperation definitely.
Like
elements of middle-aged panic.
Number 1, Logan 2017. In 2029, Logan is an aging limousine driver in El Paso, Texas, caring for the 90-year-old Charles Xavier who suffers from dementia and dangerous telepathic seizures. Logan agrees to escort a young girl named Laura to a supposed refuge near the American-Canadian border, but they are pursued by Transigen, a biotechnology corporation that created Laura and other mutant children to become weapons. Laura is revealed to be Logan's daughter, created from his DNA. The group seeks refuge with a family, but Transigen unleashes a mindless clone of Logan called X-24, which kills the family and captures Laura. Logan takes an overdose of a serum that enhances his abilities to defeat the Reavers and confronts Transigen's leader, who reveals that genetically engineered crops have prevented new mutants from being born. Logan dies in Laura's arms, and she and the remaining mutant children bury him, creating an X on his grave marker to honor him as the last of the X-Men.
You have questions?
Yes. Like, for example, how is Wolverine alive after Logan?
Logan takes place in 2029, totally separate thing. Logan died in Logan, not touching that. What actually happens in our film is... Did you guys get any notes from the studio to sew Eddie's mouth shut? Make lasers shoot from his eyes?
You know, I didn't, but I thought it'd be a great idea. As a story, it totally makes sense.
100%.
Always.
I heard that on X-Men Wolverine, you had specially designed lifts put in your shoes so you would appear taller than one of your co-stars. Is this true?
Everything in that movie was about story and character.
Story and character.
Advancing it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck Wolverine.
John Wick, Chapter 4 is coming out on March 24th, 2023, directed by Chad Stahelski. It is the fourth installment in the John Wick franchise and stars Keanu Reeves alongside an ensemble cast. In the film, John Wick must face a new enemy with powerful alliances across the globe to earn his freedom. Development for the film began in 2019, with Lionsgate confirming Reeves' return. Principal photography took place from June to October 2021, with filming locations including Berlin, Paris, Osaka, and New York City. The film was originally set for release in May 2021 but was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic and Reeves' commitments with The Matrix Resurrections. It is now set to be released in the United States on March 24, 2023. A fifth film is also being developed alongside Chapter 4. And a spin-off film titled Ballerina is set to star Ana de Armas as ballerina assassin Rennie Brown. I know some of the films in this list were bigger in budget than John Wick, but the themes are the same. The way these movies make you feel are the same. I hope you enjoyed the list. Let me know your list of favorite one-man army action movies or movies like John Wick.
See you, chump.
What the hell?
Stings, doesn't it?
You're still here. It's over. Go home.